So we really got to unpack this whole MC2 data situation. A third of the U.S. population. A third! That's just insane. This isn't just, another day, another data breach, another credit card number stolen. This feels way different.
Yeah, the thing that really gets me is just how much data we're talking about. It's not just a file, it's not a couple records, it's 2.2 terabytes. Like, try to
Mm.
visualize that for a second. That could hold the entire Library of Congress a bunch of times over.
Hmm.
And it was just sitting there, no security, nothing.
So basically, it's like someone took like your entire life story, like everything about you, where you lived, your family, everything, and they just like posted it online for anyone to see. And if you've ever had a background check for a job, an apartment, anything, chances are you're in there.
And here's the thing, it goes way beyond just names and addresses,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This wasn't just, oh, I can see where you live. MC2 data had like property records. They had info on your relatives, your job history. It's the kind of stuff that if you're trying to really build a picture of someone's life, a dangerous, scary picture.
Okay, but let's break this down a little bit. I mean, yeah, I get it. My address is out there. That's not great. But like, what are we really worried about with something like, say, a past employer? Or a property record? Is someone going to show up at my grandma's for tea and scones with this info? I don't
No,
know.
probably not. But what this does is it gives scammers the tools to make those phishing those fake emails so much more believable. Instead of getting that generic Amazon account hacked email, you might get one that mentions, say, your old job or a house you used to own.
And then boom, suddenly it feels real. Like there's no way they would know that unless it was legit. And I'm way more likely to click a bad link or give them what they want.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. Think about it. With this much detail, they could pretend to be you, open new credit cards, take out loans. It's a gold mine for identity theft. And that's terrifying.
Ugh, see, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. I mean, we see data breaches all the time, but this one feels different. This feels personal.
And what's even more messed up is this kind of data, even before this whole leak, it was already being sold, traded. There's an article from cyberguy.com, and it quotes some security expert who says, background checking services have always been problematic, as cybercriminals would often be able to purchase their services to gather data on their victims.
So basically, even if you're super careful, even if you think you're only giving your info to legit places, it could already be compromised.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole MC2 thing so huge. It shows us just how vulnerable this whole system is.
Right.
It makes you question, like, is any of our data really safe?
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now. Like knowing this stuff is out there and people could use it against us. So what do we even do about it? The Cyber Guy article mentions the usual stuff, data removal services, watching out for phishing emails. But is that really enough with something this big?
I mean, it's a start, for sure. Those are good steps, don't get me wrong. But because this breach is so different, there's so much data, different kinds of data.
Yeah.
Honestly, you really got to be on top of identity theft. And I'm not just talking about checking your credit card statement every month.
Okay, so beyond, change your passwords, watch out for weird charges. What does that even look like in this case?
This is bigger than just some kid buying stuff online with your card. This is someone could be you with all this info. Think about it. They could know enough to get past security questions. Heck, maybe even sound like you when they talk to customer service.
So should I be like checking my credit report every other day? Is that what you're getting at?
That's part of it, yeah. But you got to think proactively, too. Have you ever looked into a credit freeze? It basically makes it way harder for someone to open new accounts using your name. And seriously, check out those identity theft monitoring services. They'll flag weird stuff related to your social, your addresses, even if someone's trying to take out a loan pretending to be you.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't even know half that stuff existed. It's easy to just tune it out. New data breach every week. It's like, whatever.
And I get it. I really do. But that's what makes this MC2 thing so important. It's a huge wake-up call. We can't just wait for the next shoe to drop. We got to be ahead of it.
So how do we do that, though? How do we go from feeling totally helpless to, like, actually in control?
It starts with being aware, right? Which, you listening to this, you're already there. But you got to be picky about who you trust. Don't just hand over your info to any website or app. If something feels off about their security, don't use
I'll
them.
go with our wallets, right?
100%. And look, on a bigger scale, support laws that actually protect data. These companies, they should be responsible for keeping this stuff safe, not just shrugging it off when it goes wrong.
Right, so it's not just about us being careful. It's about the whole system changing, how it even works.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to what the article said. What's going to happen to MC2? Will there actually be consequences? Or is this just going to be swept under the rug?
See, that's where I struggle, because even when there are fines, lawsuits, does it even matter? It's like they just keep doing the same stuff. How do we make sure this time is different? It's easy to feel powerless, you know? Like, it's all out of our control now. But you're right, we can push back.
We absolutely can. And it's not like you need to be some kind of hacker to do it. Just stay informed, like you are right now. And be picky. Seriously. Who are you trusting with this stuff? If a company's website looks sketchy, don't use them.
Hit them where it hurts the wall.
Yep. And bigger picture, support those laws that actually have teeth. Companies should be responsible, not just like, oops, our bad when this happens.
So, yeah, changing passwords is a start. But it's got to go way deeper than that, the whole system.
100%. We need to go from just blindly trusting to, like, informed consent. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If something feels wrong, push back. They need to know this isn't okay.
This breach, yeah, it exposed our data, but it also exposed how messed up the whole thing is. We can't just act like this is normal.
You're right. It's time to stop acting like we're helpless and actually demand better. The company's holding all our digital lives. They work for us, not the other way around.
So, bottom line, what have we learned today? We got to be aware, we got to be informed, but most importantly, got to be proactive. This isn't about freaking out. It's about taking control.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that, my friends, is our deep dive for today. We went from a headline that's honestly kind of terrifying to really breaking down what makes this leak so different and what you can actually do about it. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe out there.